Speaker.
Call Simon O'Connor.
Mr Speaker, I'm very pleased to follow a call here. I'll wait for sort of counter-heckling. Look, very pleased to talk on this trade, anti-dumping and countervailing duties amendment bill. Very pleased to hear that New Zealand First is taking, supporting this to first reading. I think, and I assume like all members of the House actually, looking forward to the select committee process. We're engaging with not only the public at large, but particularly those in manufacturing. Will be able to come in, speak to us, and us in turn to be able to hear and make some decisions. I'm not going to belabour the points around this bill, Mr Speaker. They've been well traversed by colleagues before me. The long and the short is this is an attempt to put in a public interest test when it comes to do with dumping and duties. And the long and the short is that at the moment our law basically allows duties to be put on, but it's not necessarily, duties have been put on to obviously protect manufacturers, rightly and understandably so. But there are circumstances and times where it is felt that the public good or the wider public good needs to be taken into account, and one only needs to think of issues around housing, particularly residential housing, where we note that a number of products actually in New Zealand are relatively expensive. And so this bill, amongst other things, is an opportunity for the Minister to be able to take a slightly wider view and not simply view the placing or replacing of duties from a manufacturing point of view, but to also look at what is good for the public. What hasn't been touched on so much is a smaller provision within the bill, but not unimportant, and that's around the whole natural disasters aspect. The long and the short of that, Mr Speaker, is that at times of natural disaster in this country, provisions would kick into place if this bill becomes an act where actually duties can be removed to and ultimately allow product and materials to come in to help us rebuild. But as I said, I don't intend to belabour this. This is a relatively simple bill in terms of its intentions, but I certainly acknowledge that actually how it becomes expressed introduces a number of complexities, and I, like others who have spoken, am looking forward to the select committee process, and I commend it on its first reading to the House.
Speaker.
I call